Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered why you are here? Have you ever felt like there's something more to life than what you're doing now? You're not alone. Many people ask these same questions. They wonder about their place in this vast and wonderful world. The truth is, God has a plan for each and every one of us. He created you with a unique purpose, a special calling that no one else can fulfill. Just like a master craftsman designs each piece of art with care, God has designed your life with intention and love. He wants you to experience joy, fulfillment, and a deep sense of belonging. He wants you to live a life filled with purpose and meaning. The journey to discovering that purpose might not always be easy, but it's always worth it. It's easy to feel lost in today's busy world. We're constantly bombarded with messages telling us to achieve more, be more, and have more. It's easy to compare ourselves to others and feel like we're not good enough. We might even doubt our own abilities and wonder if we have anything unique to offer. But God sees you. He knows your heart, your dreams, and your potential. He loves you unconditionally, just the way you are. He believes in you even when you doubt yourself. Don't be discouraged if you haven't figured it all out yet. Life is a journey, not a destination. Your purpose might unfold gradually, like a flower blooming in its own time. Discovering your purpose begins with a willingness to look inward and listen to God's voice. It's about re-evaluating your priorities and asking yourself some important questions. What are you passionate about? What brings you joy? What talents and gifts has God given you? The answers to these questions hold valuable clues to your God-given purpose. Maybe you have a natural ability to connect with people and offer a listening ear. Perhaps you're a gifted artist, musician, or writer. Or maybe you have a heart for serving others and making a difference in your community. Whatever your gifts may be, know that God can use them in extraordinary ways. He can take your ordinary life and do something extraordinary with it. All you have to do is say yes to His plan. The Bible reassures us that God has a plan for our lives, a plan filled with hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This verse reminds us that God's plans for us are good. He wants us to live fulfilling lives filled with purpose and meaning. He wants to bless us and use us to be a blessing to others. When we trust in God's plan, even when we don't fully understand it, we open ourselves up to His blessings and guidance. We can face the future with confidence, knowing that He is with us every step of the way. The Bible is full of stories about ordinary people who discovered their God-given purpose. Take Joseph, for example. He was sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused and imprisoned. Yet, through it all, God had a plan. Joseph's ability to interpret dreams eventually led him to a position of power in Egypt, where he was able to save his family and countless others from famine. His story reminds us that God can use even the most difficult circumstances for our good and His glory. Then there's David, a shepherd boy who became a mighty king. God saw something special in David even when he was just a young boy tending sheep. David's courage, faith, and obedience to God allowed him to defeat Goliath and ultimately lead the Israelites. These stories, and many others like them, teach us that God can use anyone, regardless of their background or circumstances, to fulfill His purpose. We see examples of God's amazing plans unfolding in people's lives every day. People discover their passions, overcome obstacles, and use their gifts to make a difference in the world. They find fulfillment in serving others, pursuing their dreams, and living a life of purpose. These modern-day miracles remind us that God is still at work in the world today. He's still calling ordinary people to do extraordinary things. You might be reading this right now, feeling like your life is ordinary. But God sees your potential. He sees the gifts and talents you possess. He sees the difference you can make in the world. Let me share the story of Rachel, a young woman who felt lost and unfulfilled. She had a good job, but felt like something was missing. She longed to make a real difference in the world, but didn't know where to start. One day, Rachel felt called to volunteer at a local homeless shelter. She started serving meals, sorting donations, and offering a listening ear to those in need. Through her service, Rachel discovered a passion for helping others and a deep sense of purpose. Rachel's story is a beautiful example of how serving others can lead to a life of fulfillment. When we step outside of ourselves and focus on the needs of others, we often discover our own purpose in the process. God has given each of us unique gifts and talents. These gifts are not meant to be hidden away, but to be shared with the world. They are tools that we can use to serve others, make a difference, and fulfill our God-given purpose. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? How can you use your gifts to make a positive impact on the world around you? Maybe you're a gifted communicator who can inspire others with your words. Perhaps you have a knack for problem solving and can help others find solutions. Or maybe you have a heart for justice and can advocate for those who are marginalized. Discovering your purpose is a journey, not a destination. It's a process of seeking, listening, and responding to God's call on your life. It's about taking steps of faith, even when you don't have all the answers. As you reflect on your own life, ask yourself these questions. What are my passions? What brings me joy? What gifts and talents has God given me? How can I use my gifts to serve others and make a difference in the world? The answers to these questions hold valuable clues to your God-given purpose. Don't be afraid to explore different paths, try new things, and step outside of your comfort zone. The journey of discovering and fulfilling your purpose is an ongoing one. It's a lifelong adventure filled with growth, challenges, and triumphs. As you continue on this journey, here are a few things to keep in mind. Keep seeking God's guidance. Pray for wisdom, discernment, and the courage to follow where He leads. Listen to your heart. God often speaks to us through our passions, interests, and desires. Don't be afraid to take risks. Stepping outside of your comfort zone can lead to amazing discoveries. Surround yourself with supportive people. Connect with others who can encourage you on your journey. Share your story. Your experiences can inspire and encourage others who are also searching for their purpose. Remember, God has a plan for your life, a plan filled with hope and a future. Embrace your unique purpose. Use your gifts to make a difference and live a life filled with meaning and fulfillment.